Did you know that in 2014, California passed a new law which requires any official responsible for completing a transgender person's death certificate to ensure it represents the deceased person's gender expression? In 2015, California became the first state to pay gender affirming surgeries for transgender prison inmates. In 2024, a California judge very broadly ruled that transgender minors and children cannot forcibly be outed to their parents or guardians by the schools and within the classrooms. February 2019, a bill was introduced to the California State Assembly to ban medical interventions on intersex babies, a first for the United States. The bill failed in a Senate committee, January 2020. August 2024, a bill passed the California legislature to allow more gender affirming healthcare medical licensing for doctors within California. The governor of California has yet to sign or veto the bill. State law bans health insurance providers from discriminating against transgender patients and from excluding coverage for transgender specific care. State Medicaid policy also explicitly includes medical transgender related health care. March 2024, Sacramento passed a unanimous transgender sanctuary zone formal declaration and proclamation. In June 2024, San Francisco did the same. November 2024, the Los Angeles City Council voted unanimously to make the city a sanctuary city for LGBTQ youth, gender affirming care, and immigrants. Now, all of this was to combat Project 2025 following the election and the win of Trump in 2024. Transgender people are also permitted to change their legal gender on official documents without any medical interventions, and mental health providers are prohibited from engaging in conversion therapy on minors. Transgender students are allowed to choose the appropriate restroom or sports team that matches their gender identity. Look at that. March 2017, California became the first state in the U.S. to require a single occupancy public restroom to be marked as gender neutral. 2022, California became the first state to allow cities to require multi-stall unisex restrooms in buildings which are either newly constructed or undergoing extensive renovation. 2023, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill into law that would ensure all state-run schools within California provide bathrooms that are safe, clean, accessible, and gender identity inclusive. This bill will go into effect starting January 1st, 2026. The 2017 California Gender Recognition Act, which creates a non-binary gender category, the letter X or NB, on California birth certificates, driver's license, identity cards, and gender change court orders. In 2021, the California legislature became the first to pass laws that include gender X on death certificates, alongside male and female genders, and the second to also explicitly include all gender neutral pronouns for California government employees and office title holders. 2021, San Francisco became the first jurisdictional city in the world by proclamation and executive order to officially, legally recognize Transgender History Month. In 2023, the California State Assembly established August as Transgender History Month throughout California. July 2022, the governor of California signed a bill into law, effective immediately, to formally repeal an archaic 1970s section on prostitution, unofficially referred to as Walking While Transgender Law. In 2022, a bill was passed that explicitly legally protects and defends the lives of transgender youth traveling to California, for example, who are self unalivers or are at risk from other U.S. jurisdictions considered unsafe, discriminatory, and or violent for transgender individuals. And in 2025, California passed a law that said if a cisgender female athlete did not advance in their league because a spot they might have secured was instead won by one of California's single digit number of transgender athletes, then they would advance anyway alongside the transgender person.